A mistake that a lot of Christians make when it comes to marriage and God's expectations. So they usually kind of mix up godly versus cultural perspective of marriage. So according to many cultures, the woman is just there to help the man to accomplish his dreams, right? But according to the Bible, that's not what it says. So I said here in the Bible, marriage is a union of two people who partner together to journey in life and accomplish mutual goals and visions. It is not about one party helping the other to thrive. God is a God of fairness and justice. So that is not, he's not about using one person to elevate the other person. That's not what he's about. And I know that a lot of people will say that this is not what the Bible teaches, and they're going to go to the book of Genesis, chapter 2, where God said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make the man a help meet for him." But then there's something we need to understand. When we talk about help, a helper is not just there to meet the other person's needs, meanwhile the helper's needs are ignored. So for example, even the word that God used when he was talking about the wife as a helper is the same word that he uses to describe himself when it comes to how he, as God, helps Israel. So God, that word is Ezer, right? Now, when God helps Israel, he's not just there to do things for Israel, meanwhile Israel does nothing for him. I know that God has all the silver and gold and everything. He doesn't really need anything from us. But basically, he needs our worship. He deserves our worship. He deserves our love. He deserves our honor, right? So if we as humans are expecting God to help us, we come to him, we pray and say, God, help me to become something great in life. Help me to do this, heal me of that. And we don't really care about how our actions and how our interactions with him impact him, then he's not going to continue to be our helper. Even God himself several times cuts off Israel. In the Bible days, he will cut them off. When he'll be doing everything for them, he's standing there as a helper, and then they're treating him anyhow. They just behave anyhow. He cuts them off, and then afterwards they come back and they're begging and crying. So in the same way, your wife is there. She may be there, and her presence in your life, because a woman is a multiplier. We know that. Her presence in your life can help you accomplish great things, can help you become focused, she can become like a sounding board where share your ideas and figure out how to move forward, right? But if you're now treating her well, she's just there to make me happy, she's there to do whatever I want, she's my helpmeet, but you are not considering what things that she needs, right? Does she need love? Does she need affection? Just like you. She's a human like you. So if you're not considering her needs, you're not putting her into the equation, number one, then you're not going to get anything. Even for us to get anything from God, for us to draw close to God, we have to make him number one in our lives. So in the same way, if you have a wife, you make her number one in your life, and she makes you number one in her own life. And that's how two of you work together. So you are thinking about, how can I help my wife to thrive? And she's thinking, how can I help this man to thrive? That is what marriage is about. It is not about just the helper, in quote, helping somebody while her needs are not met. That is not what it is about. Even in your relationship, even you that sings to God and calls him a helper, you do not treat God anyhow. If you treat him anyhow, in your times of trouble, he will turn his back on you. That's what the book of Proverbs says, right? So in the same way, you cannot expect to treat your wife anyhow and she'll still stand by you. That's not how it works.